Hello, it is Thursday. I'm James Sharman. This is the Banterzone, getting you set for tonight's Soccer Central, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet 1. Again, numerous stories making the rounds today, and I have nothing but sympathy right now for poor old Fernando Torres. Yes, we know he's superbly paid, very famous, lived quite the life, but we know since joining Chelsea for £50 million, it's been, let's be honest here, a disaster. Well, it's got worse. Obviously, in Wednesday's Champions League loss to PSG, he was left on the bench for Andreas Schürrle, he's a midfielder. He can play out front, he can play across the front three, but he's essentially a midfielder. So you're dropping a £50 million man for a young midfielder. You really got to question poor old Torres' confidence right now. People say that's the main issue with him, confidence. Well, if it was here before yesterday's match, it's down here somewhere after yesterday's match, especially as post-match Jose Mourinho was lamenting the loss of having a real striker like the big clubs have. A real striker. £50 million doesn't buy a real striker apparently. So I would say Torres is done at Chelsea. Where he goes, I don't know. Quite possibly Inter Milan, maybe Juventus. The Serie A looks like a good fit for him because he's lost some pace as well, but boy, he must be just crushed right now, and it's so sad to see a player who was once upon a time one of the, if not the best centre forward in world football become what he's become. And he's still quite young, he's around 30 right now, so he still should be in his prime, but real sad state of affairs there. Speaking of strikers and sad affairs, Christian Benteke of Aston Villa and of course Belgium out for the entire season, out for the World Cup, but he did his Achilles in training on Thursday. This is crushing for Villa naturally and for Belgium, where he'll likely start up front, but they have Lukaku there as well. They're not short in depth up front as Belgium, but still, real shame because he could have been one of the breakout stars at Brazil 2014. All right, on tonight's show, we'll cover those stories as well as talk to Bobby the Brains McMahon about the Premier League weekend and look back also on the Champions League this past week. And of course, it is the Europa League. 4 more great games in the quarterfinals there. So I'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet 1. Cheers for watching.